G'day guys, and today we're going to be having a look at some of the fluff from the first Black Book of the Horus Heresy series. Specifically some of the profiles of some of the Marines present at the Isstvan III atrocity, which is detailed in the book. So first up we have an unknown World Eater's Legion veteran tactical Marine. This unknown World Eater was one of the assault wave led down by Angron to the surface of Isstvan III in the wake of the viral bombardment. Note his iron patterned power armor. It's an older Legion issue with a modified helm, its brazen coloration denoting his veteran status. Several versions of the Legion symbol adorning his armor denote his long service. Next we have a second unknown World Eater's Legion Space Marine. In contrast to the previously presented image, this Space Marine, also part of Angron's assault wave, can be seen as a recent initiate into his Legion, owing both to the condition of his armor and his lack of full Legion heraldry, as this was customarily and earned as a right of service. Note his recent issue Maximus pattern power armor. The red striations on his helm are a personal decoration echoing psychosurgical cortex implantation. So this chap here certainly has the butchered nails hammered into his head. Next up we have Assault Legionary Karad Hugan of the World Eater's Legion. Hugan was a Terran veteran of long standing, deployed with the first wave to reconquest Isstvan III. He is recorded as being part of the assault force sent to take the possession of a northern sector communications relay. His fate following the firestorm remains unknown. Note his Crusade pattern power armor with Sephra 5 jump pack system. The cross-chain decoration on his vein brace accords him as a status of having killed a fellow World Eater of higher rank in a sanctioned arena duel. So there's a bit of backstory to this chap here. We have a third unknown World Eater's Legionary, pick captured at the Genna Massacre. This Legionary's armor shows modification of a type not uncommon to the World Eaters. Designed not only to evoke fear but also to turn the armor surface into a weapon in its own right. Note the red tears thought to denote ritual scarification, kill tally marks incised into vein brace. So he's got a few things going on with his helmet. He's got notable kills scratched into his vein brace, and he has studded shoulder pads to gore and spike as he charges his way into close combat. Very little red on this chap. And here we have an unknown World Eater's Destroyer Legionary, pick captured at the Revesh Prime Assault. Next up we have an unknown World Eater's Destroyer Legionnaire, pick captured at the Revesh Prime Assault. The World Eaters were known to maintain a strong destroyer cadre within their ranks, the Legion favouring their tactical use against monstrous xenoforms and during extermination campaigns. Note the destroyer's Maximus pattern power armor has been subjected to radiation and thermal damage, most likely from the destroyer's own weaponry. This destroyer carries the red hand across his faceplate, denoting an award for bloody victory by his commanding officer in the previous battle. It's pretty interesting. Maybe I should include some of them in my own army if they had such a strong cadre. Now we have Loyalist World Eater Mikhail Volkov. Sounds kind of Russian. Volkov was a section leader for a tactical squad attached to the first wave on Isstvan III, managing to survive the virus bombardment by virtue of being engaged against Isstvanian rebels in the depths of a manufactory unit during the initial attack. Incensed to the point of madness by his Legion's betrayal, he fought relentlessly against them, finally falling along Loyalist Death Guard forces in the northern city zone. Note his early issue Crusade pattern armor with a Sorum type respiratory mask. That Sorum type, I believe, kind of looks like a Mark 7 almost. It's not available as a model, I don't think. So this chap right here, Mr. Mikhail Volkov, is certainly a unique looking guy. He also has very nice weathering on him. My own World Eaters are actually quite clean. Don't even have dust on their boots, so that's something I really need to clean up. Or dirty up, I should say. And now we have a historical record of the panoply and heraldry of the Warhounds Legion, and this pick was captured at the Cerberus Suppression Task Force. The Warhounds Legion was the name of the World Eaters Legion prior to their reunification with Angron, and you can see they kind of have an inverted colour scheme with a bit more brass. So, as a general rule of thumb, blue where there was white, white where there was blue, bronze helmets and bronze backpacks. Doesn't look too bad actually. The Warhounds Legion were among the first to be fully equipped with the fully integrated and environmentally sealed version of power armor, which would later be designated as Crusade pattern. The first mark of power armor, I believe, was only ever used on Terra mostly, and as such as they were fighting on the one planet, Only in cases of extreme environmental and radiation threats did they need to be completely sealed, and the Crusade armor was developed once they started to get out and conquer the solar system. Alright, I was going to cut the video short here, but I've just discovered a few more interesting bits of fluff, and this was good to simulate. For example, I think I finished a video, I've recorded some information, but I found a new piece of evidence or something, and I go back and record it, and I want to make sure that it doesn't sound too weird compared to all the other bits I've recorded. So here we have a World Eater's Legion Deimos pattern Predator tank, captured at the Revish Prime Assault. Interesting fact, the Predator was a relatively uncommon armoured vehicle within the World Eater's Legion compared to its extensive use in other Space Marine forces. This is quite interesting for me because I was considering to actually buy a Predator for my World Eaters. Finally, we have a World Eater's Legion Land Raider Proteus. This is actually the most common heavy armour vehicle of the Space Marine Legions. Various patterns of Land Raider were in service within the World Eater's Legion and used first and foremost in their role of assault transport. This correlates pretty closely to what I hear, and it's good to see that the Land Raider, not the Spartan, is the most common type, which might actually fly in the face of some people, considering that the Legions were larger and they would need bigger transports in order to get around. Alrighty, so that's the video and basically my mic test. This is just a cheap... Alrighty, so that was my mic test. It was just a cheap thing, 25 Australian dollars that I bought off Amazon. So I'm not hoping for the best quality audio in the world, although I have been mucking around with Audacity in an attempt to remove background noise. Although after watching this I realise I have left my window open and you can hear birds a couple times. But you know, it's Australia, so who cares, and it's a throwaway video, so who cares. I'll be working out all the kinks with both the microphone, Audacity, and how it works with the Windows Media Player. The last bit of audio recorded, it cut the ends off for some reason, so I'm having to work out why that is as it is. But I should be back to making regularly scheduled content very soon, and hopefully it's of decent audio quality. Thanks all for sticking around, and have a good one.